All right, so I can now speak about it. I got Returnal earlier this week. Couldn't say nothing, but then like a preview embargo thing went up on Thursday, which I didn't know about because it was in Universal
Mm-hmm.
Standard Time. I don't know what the fuck Universal Standard Time is, but it's in the future, right? Because I was like, okay, Thursday, because I was prepared to do it tonight. That's what it said Thursday. I'm like, okay, UTC. I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm gonna guess it's 8 o'clock. No, it was the future. It was like 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. So I could tell you a little bit about it. So I played about this. This will tell you about this game. I've played about close to 11 hours of it. I haven't even beaten the second level yet. It's fucking brutal as shit, right? And I do want to say this, right? My mantra when it comes to reviewing games is what is this game trying to do and how well does it do it? And I'm gonna adhere to that hardcore with this one because the kind of game it is not something I like. It has not, people ask me, does it change your opinion on roguelikes? And it has absolutely not changed my opinion on roguelikes. It's actually strengthened my opinion of why I don't like roguelikes. But what it does in the genre is fucking great. So you expect a good score from me, right? I'm just saying, so I'm just basically separating myself from this because this is not for me. This is not a game for myself. But for people who like roguelikes, they're gonna fucking love this. And one thing I will say about this game, it's like Senua's Sacrifice, where it's a small game, but it feels epic in scope because of the presentation, right? So it's like an indie game at its core, mechanically an indie game, but it looks AAA, right? So that's gonna get a lot of people in there. And just quickly, combat feels really good. The girl, she's really responsive. The combat is tight. All that shit is cool. A lot of Metroidvania going on with the map. And then I was very surprised. I was surprised at first, and then I felt stupid when I realized who the developer was. I was surprised by how the Ikaruga-ness of the game. Then I was like, oh, wait, it's Haas Marquee. Of course it's going to have in there. Basically shoot, bullet hell type of stuff. A lot of bullet hell shit going on in this game. So kind of interesting things going on. It's like a 3D version of a House Marquee game with all the crazy colors and effects going on and shit. It's a
House
very cool
Marquee
game.
is the same guys that did Resogun, right?
Yeah, Resogun and Superstar
So wait,
XHZ.
so all these are former Treasure guys? Is that what it is?
Yes.
No, it's
Is that what it is? Yeah. But yeah, so those are my quick impressions. I'm gonna have just the fellas ask me a bunch of questions here, and I'll answer them.
So, to chime in, I actually saw this being played on the day of when like a bunch of sites did it, like IGN and all those. So I watched one of them play, and at least from I would have to say from when I initially saw Returnal, I was like, just whatever. But I have to say that at least from the gameplay aspect of me watching somebody actually playing the game, it actually looked quite fun. Like the way the how responsive she seems to move. Like she doesn't seem like she's like, it doesn't seem like there's like that sort of slowness. Like she just zips her, like she's got that dash move, and she seems to move really well.
Yeah, she does.
So I mean, I feel like some of that part of it seemed the most interesting to me. Is not so much the whole like having to repeat the levels over and over again, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's an aspect too. So this is a road, like every time you die, you will die a lot and a lot and a lot and a lot. The levels are always different. But I've noticed, at least with the first two levels, there's only 4 different configurations that they kind of cycle through. The enemies and items are always different places. Sometimes they'll throw the heart, like off the bat, they'll throw every single hard enemy at you at once. Or sometimes you may not come across those guys until way later. So that's all randomized and stuff, typical. And the narrative itself, which I'm not going to say nothing, it makes a reason for why that's happening. Like you're on this planet, it's always shifting around and shit. So that explains the whole bullet, the whole shifting nature,
One thing about it, for at least from the stuff that I saw, like it gets right to it. Like as soon as you like the first time you find a dead body, you're just like, wait. She's like, sort of like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
something good's going on here.
Yeah, you find a body that just so happens to have the gun you're missing, and the body looks like you. And then, of course, this is not a spoiler. It's in the trailers. It's yourself. You keep dying over, and you keep seeing your dead bodies, basically. So that's going on.
One thing, so like at least the way the demo worked, right? Like it kind of went through this whole area, and then it finally got to what I would consider a boss, and the person got killed. Now I'm like thinking to myself, like, what if somebody when that person gets killed, then it actually says what the game is. It says Returnal, but it's like, what if you are so badass at the game in the beginning, and you know how to fucking play the game, and you literally kick that boss's ass, and you make your way all the way to the end of the game.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm pretty sure like a nasty speedrunner could probably do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already getting questions in the chat, but I'll answer those after I answer the fellas' question, because Brett specifically said he had a bunch for me. So throw them my way, man.
Okay, so let me start with both me and the people listening here. Give us a top down of the game. Like, what is it? Because I know we've seen a lot of stuff on, kind of the atmosphere and the kind of setting in some kind of weird eldritch sci-fi kind of thing. We've seen the enemies. I don't know if a lot of people have the glue to piece these things together. So can you give us kind of a top down of what the game entails?
All right.
In terms of its gameplay loop?
Okay. Oh, in terms of gameplay loop, I mean, I'll tell you about the setting, then I'll go into the gameplay loop. So the setting is basically you're an astronaut and you get some like weird signal from this planet you're sent to investigate. You crash land on a planet and you see this crazy, H.P. Lovecraft shit going on, and you're trying to find, the goal of the game is you're trying to find where that signal is. But during the course of the game, very early on, you figure out it's like, oh, there's other dead astronauts here, and it's you. And then when you die, you start the cycle over again. So the basic cycle is, if you played games like Dead Cells or Hades or things of those nature, it's like that. You progress and you keep picking up items, and you gradually become more powerful. Your guns will get more powerful. Your suit will become more powerful. You'll get a bunch of items. But the instant you die, you go right back to the beginning and you lose all that shit.
You don't actually lose all of it.
You lose. I was going to get to that. There's some items that stick with you, some weapons, but I'm talking about those specific things I just mentioned. Weapon upgrades and suit upgrades, all I said, gone. All gone. So you basically start from scratch.
I thought the suit upgrades came.
No, they don't.
Like the traversal suit upgrades.
No, none of that.
I don't know about that one, because
Dude, I played it.
I don't know.
I played it, man. You don't base it off these fucking assholes.
I saw the guy get the transporter effect on his suit, and later on he was able to transform, so he transport to other locations. So
you have to go to
those lose that.
You don't lose that, but I'm talking about those specific upgrades. Manny, don't believe some fucking asshole. I played the shit.
I didn't say believe it. I just saw the shit.
I'm a liar, man.
I didn't say I was a liar, but like, I'm just throwing up based off of what I saw, and I didn't.
Yeah, but I literally just said you save some.
I
literally said you get some, but the main stuff, like if you get your weapon, because the more enemies you kill, the more adrenaline you'll build up. You die, all that adrenaline is gone. If you get a weapon that's like level 5, you die right back to the beginning, level 1. So that's
but there's other things like you still have the weapon though, right?
No, you start with your little shitty handgun.
Body, right? You gotta find the body.
No. There's some work like that. Your body. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I have a problem. That was my main fear about the game, because I beat Dead Cells, right?
Yeah.
That was a huge pain in the ass getting everything over again, upgrading. I cannot go through that shit. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I just, if I get this shit, I want to keep it. Do it like Dark Souls. If I lose my money and stuff, that's fine. But all the shit I worked for and upgraded, I want to keep that shit. Yeah. If I lose, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna, that, because the main question I'm even gonna answer it tonight. Is this game worth $70? I will answer that by the end of the night. But that's the thing. Again, I appreciate what the game's trying to do, but a lot of time it feels like I'm beating my head against the wall. The first night I played for 3.5 hours. I made no fucking I didn't even get to the boss.
So you said that you see your dead body, right? Every time you die, you go back and you see the weapon. So
no. Let me clarify that. The first time you see your dead body, you see your weapon. That doesn't happen like that again. You'll find your dead body in different spots, but there's no weapon anymore.
Oh, that's why.
For the most part, you get each of the dead bodies usually come with something new, and then they'll have some sort of story beat, like, I didn't know this was gonna happen, or blah blah blah, like something.
One thing, and this is because it's not available to the public yet. I think that, I believe, because these names can just be made up. I think because you have the option to revive a body, or not revive it, you have the option to avenge it, which makes the body come to life, and then you have to fight a monster that comes out of the body, and it has usernames. I'm like, is these other players that died? So I'm not sure. I think I'm only going to be able to find that out when I actually play the game, like, when it's public.
Okay.
So that's kind of interesting, but that's not really a big aspect of it. But yeah, Chris, yeah, this is like when we used to play games back in the day, right? Like, you die at level 3, you got to go all the way back to level 1, start that shit over. Same deal, And I don't think a lot of people are really going to dig that. So I don't know if that answered your question, but that's the basic gameplay loop. Like, you gradually get little incremental upgrades that help you move along. But for the most part, it's just, beating your head against the wall until you surmount the odds, just like a Dead Cells or a Hades or games like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tony, remember we used to say you could forgive that stuff because there was technological limitations back then. That's why the game couldn't remember, and then later on they give you passcodes and stuff, so at least you could level skip. Now, what's the excuse? Like, I know I don't want that shit anymore. We don't have those limitations. Like, if I get upgrades and I update my character, I level up, I get a new suit, I get a new gun, I want to keep that shit. So when I move forward, I can make more progress that way. If you put me back and then you change the map and everything, and I don't know what to expect, and just keep that. And this is not the same thing as like a hip hop gamer argument, because Souls doesn't change. The same enemies are in the same place, and you have to think like, okay, I can't run in here. I have to change up my strategy or whatever. This
you gotta
game
wait for the elevator.
Gotta wait for the elevator. This game, the strategy's out the window because it's like that same guy, he's not there. Hell, the level doesn't even look the same anymore, and you got your pea shooter again. Good luck to you. It's like, nah, I can't.
Yeah, like I said, there's this one. It's up there. I could talk about the second level. Second level is this like desert level, right? So
no, you can't. No, that wasn't in it.
That wasn't in there.
The desert wasn't in there.
Okay. So I'll leave it alone. But I can't say this though. One specific enemy that like a mini boss, right? Like usually in the middle of the level, right? There was one time this motherfucker was right there in the beginning. How long do you think I lasted with a little pea shooter? It's rough, man. So Brad, I don't know if that answered your question, but that's the gameplay loop.
To clarify, for all of the streams that actually did do this, they never got to any sort of devil level. They were always in that sort of swamp-looking place. Yeah,
because I clicked on something. They literally showed me a boss from the second level, the desert level. I'm like, I haven't even gotten to that thing yet. So they're showing it.
All right.
So
I guess they're awesome because they did that in an hour, and that's all it was.
Yeah. Oh, and here's the thing: if you're really, really nice, you could probably beat this whole game fast, But yeah, no, Manny, I literally just saw the boss level, like it was posted. Okay. So from the red waste. Brett, any other questions? Or actually, did I answer your first question?
Actually, you did. Yep.
Okay. Next one, hit me.
Oh man, I'm trying to pick one. So, if you're playing the same area over and over again, is there equipment upgrades to your gun, upgrades to your thing? I assume like you upgrade your equipment by finding things, or is this more of a character-based build-up?
There's no customization, if that's what you're asking. Like none of that. Like I said, it's like a typical roguelike where, like, for example, you'll go out there with like a level 1 gun, and if you keep surrounding around, hey, you may find a level 3 gun, right? Or you may find a extra health pack, or you may find there's like leeches and stuff that kind of, they give you like an ability, but also take something away. Like, for example, one of them will regenerate your suit, but it'll also cause a malfunction. That's a whole other aspect of it. But the instant you die, that stuff's gone. All your, like, any fun weapons you found, gone. Any beneficial things you may have got on your body, gone.
So essentially, it's like consumable stuff, like that you lose.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
you could say that. So yeah, no suit upgrades like that. Again, you do find stuff like, for example, I found a sword. That sword's always with me now.
So yeah, my guess is like it's like things that are just like consumable things. You get lost, like guns that you can throw away, items and things that you can do. Yeah. But if it's like a traversal thing or something like that sword, you get to keep it.
Get to keep that. Yeah.
Also, I noticed like the game doesn't if you fall off a ledge, it doesn't seem to count as a death.
No, but it does take your life. It does take health. You know. Yeah, it's Hades. Like I guess that's the best way. Just think of Hades. It's like that. You know.
But with guns.
But with guns, yeah. Any other questions?
I actually think you answered most of mine.
Oh wow, cool.
Well, in the first bit, you answered a lot. You told us what the game was about.
Yeah.
You told us the basic loop. You told us what you liked about it. You told us what you didn't like about it.
Yeah.
You already know my question.
What is your? Oh wait, I don't remember it.
Is it worth the?
I want to answer that last because I think it'll be good.
How is it? How about this? How is the story?
It's intriguing. I'm really intrigued by the story. I think the voice acting is great. The ambiance of this game. That's why I'm also a little frustrated. I'm like, damn, the game is stopping me from enjoying the story because I think the story is really fucking cool. You know.
Yeah.
But it's like, just beating the fuck out of me. You know. Damn, GCR. I know you asked some questions. I can't find him here.
He asked. Oh shit! What happened to his question?
Yeah, what happened to his question?
He asked. He compared the game like Alien Isolation or Dead Space? I think.
No, it's not like any of the.
Felt a lot like Metroid.
It's more like Metroid for sure. Yeah, the space. Yeah, the pacing is nothing like Dead Space or Alien Isolation. Does the feel? Hold on. I found it now. Does the feel of the game change when you have the haptic feedback turned on? I never turn it off. I'm gonna get. Oh, thank you for telling me that. The haptic feedback in this game is fucking awesome. As a matter of fact, Brian, remember we were talking about this? Like, I want a game that does haptic feedback subtle. This game does it subtly. Like, it actually does it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, like for example, remember in Astro's Playroom? You played Astro's Playroom, right, Brian? Like you follow that craziness. Yep. Okay, remember how it felt like when it rained in that game? Your whole control just like. Mm-hmm. This one, when it rains, it's very subtle. You almost don't even notice it, and you're like, oh shit, the controller's kind of vibrating now. Like it does little things, like a very subtle use of the haptics. I'm like, this is impressive. And also, every weapon has alternate fire. So if you down press the L2 button halfway, you do a standard fire. If you hold it down all the way, then you do the alternate fire. And conversely, when you press R2, the harder you pull on R2, the faster some guns will shoot, which is really fucking cool. So yeah, so Brian, this is the game I kind of wanted to. This is the game I wanted in terms of like the haptic feedback. I'm like, oh, this actually does it in a clever, subtle way. That's not just ramming it in your face the whole time, you know? So there you go. So it's a feel of game. So again, I don't turn haptic feedback. I'm like, dude, why am I going to turn that shit off? That's the whole point of playing on a next-gen controller. Anyway, is the speed of the combat similar to Vanquish? Vanquish is faster. Vanquish is faster, bro. You know?
Yeah.
Way faster. Okay, so Carlos, I guess I can answer this. It's a game worth $70. It depends. To me, it's not. I would not want to pay $70 for it because it's just too much. Here's my thing. I paid my dues playing these type of games, growing up. I don't want to do that, but guys who love this type of shit, they're going to be loving it. $70 is definitely worth it for them. I will say this, though, for you guys who are like, I need X amount of hours to get, to justify the price of the game. It'll probably take you about 70 hours to beat this game because it's so fucking hard, So maybe it will be for $70 in that way, Because again, I'm like 10 hours in, almost 11 hours. I'm like, I haven't even seen the second boss yet, bro.
Because I'm tempted to buy this game just because it's the only fucking game this generation has to offer.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I want to say. This game looks and feels next gen. You see this like, they're like PS4 can't do this fucking game. Not at all. It cannot do it. Like the environments, the haptic feedback and shit. Yeah, the flow times are ridiculous. I didn't realize I could skip every cutscene. Like, oh shit, I could just skip it.
Which Monster Hunter had that.
So yes, this game looks and feels next gen for sure. Nice. So in that sense, it's a good showcase game. It's just you're just going to be showing the forest off to most people because you're not making it to the second level. Do
they have difficulty levels?
Nope.
Oh, interesting.
No difficulty levels. It's just hard. It's just one. And I'm going to say this right now. Hip hop. I love you, man. I want to see you stream this shit, bro. Stream this shit. I will pay to see that, you know. I think that's pretty much it. I can't say too much. That's all I got right now. I can't say too much because I haven't played a lot of the game, to be honest. You know, but you know, we'll see what happens. I doubt I'm going to finish the game for the review, but I'm going to try to at least beat the third boss. You know, and we'll see what happens there. But I'm gonna give it a favorable review, I believe, just because it's doing what it does well. It's just not for a lot of guys. Like I'm gonna say this game is not a people pleaser like Ghost of Tsushima or Spider-Man or God of War. It's not a mainstream type of game. It's for a niche audience. But at the same time, there's no PS5 games right now, so it may just be a success just because of that, you know. And Hades was a success, right? So who the fuck knows, man? You know. So we shall see. And that's gonna pretty much do it for that impressions there. So hope you guys enjoyed that, you know.